So I have this TravelPro suitcase, and the wheels are kind of getting flat. You get a flat section on the wheel. So I'm going through the airport, and it's like clank, 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 to the point where I got to get a new suitcase. But before I did that, I figured, you know what? I could probably replace these wheels. And so in this video, I'm just going to show you what I did, and hopefully it can help you guys. I have a TravelPro, and I'll show you which model it is here in a second. And I'll tell you where I got my wheels from. I didn't go to TravelPro and to buy their actual replacement wheels. I found, I think, a better set. Plus, these, I think, will last longer. So let's take a look here. Okay, so this is my TravelPro. And let's see, I can figure out the model by looking on the inside. And let's see here, if I go right here on the inside, it's a FlightPro3. So that's my TravelPro. And to get a better look, just so you can compare, looks like that. Okay, now let's flip it over. And I already did one wheel, and I'll show you the problems here. New wheel, old wheel. You can see here, it's cracked. And it's worn down to the edges. And if you look at this old wheel, you see? Right there, that flat side. So when you're rolling along, it's going to go clank, clank, clank. And they're old. And this bag, I don't know, it must be at least 8 years old, maybe 10. But it's a solid bag. I haven't had any problems with it. There's no rips. It's in great shape, except for these wheels. So why, throw out a perfectly good bag? And this was a decent bag when I bought it, when you can just replace the wheels. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is the wheels that I got. I got this wheel right here. Now this is basically an inline skate wheel, and I probably could have went to a site where they just sell rollerblade wheels or whatever, but I wasn't sure exactly which size it is, and I didn't know about inside here, because there's an axle that goes through, and I wasn't sure what size that needs to be too. Now it comes with, where I bought this, oh yeah, let me show you. I got my invoice here. I bought it at stopoverstore.com. And what I bought was inline skate wheels for TravelPro luggage. And it's 72 millimeters. Now my wheels, I figured out, were 72 millimeters because I went to their site, and it gave you some instructions to measure the old wheel across to figure out if the 72 millimeter would be the wheel that fits for you. But they also make smaller ones and larger ones. So you want to make sure you get the right one, because if it's too small, it's going to get stuck. It won't fit in. If it's too, if it's too big, it'll get stuck. If it's too small, well, then I don't know what happens. So they were $14.99, well worth that investment. Now they also come with, if you look, comes with these things. I don't know what you call them, but these are going to fit into the wheel, and that makes it appropriately sized for the axle. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this here with one hand while I'm holding the camera. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get to the wheel. We're going to take out these screws. So we'll screw this guy here. I'll do this really quick. And we'll take this out. Now, the trickiest part about all of this is probably, once you get the screws out, is actually pulling the wheel off and then getting the axle out, because that's going to require a hammer. So, also you'll note in here, there is a washer, so you don't want to lose that. And we go down below, under the wheel, and we, let's see, you can't see that. I'm having a hard time there. Like this, and we unscrew this one too. And this one will also have a metal washer that you don't want to lose. You'll notice, sorry, this is hard to do one-handed. You'll notice that these two screws are different sizes. So you don't want to mix them up. The one on the bottom is the small one. That's how I remembered it. Now we take this wheel out, and it came right out. Push this aside. Okay, so there's the wheel. Now we got to get the wheel out, and we got to get, the way we do that is we remove the axle. So the way I did this was I put this on my little bench here, and you see I got a space between this, and I try to line it up, and I got it like that. And then what I did was I took a screwdriver, probably the screwdriver I had, and I put it right in on there. And let's see. Sorry people, this is probably very... Oh, you see I pushed it through. Now I'm not going to do this on camera because I can't do this one-handed, but I put it there, and then I take a hammer and I give it a couple of whacks, and I go to the other side and I pull it out. I think I had to use a screwdriver, I'm sorry, a pair of pliers to pull out the axle. And I can grab one here. Do I have screw? Here's a pair. Look at that. So I'm going to put this down for a second, and I'll pull that out, and then we'll install the wheel. So give me 1 second. All right. You probably can't see that, but I'm taking this. I'm pulling this out. Take the wheel out. The old thingies came out. You don't need those. Put that aside. We grab the new wheel, and we put the things in that they give you. Well, those aren't the ones. The one that came in the bag. So go in the bag. These are metal. All right. Put these in. 1, other side. 2. We take the axle. We slide it in there. Actually, that's wrong. We put the wheel into the holder that we took it out of. Then we put the axle in. And this is where it gets a little tricky because you got to line it up, get it just right. You got to make sure the holes line up. There we go. Just about in there. Almost. Pushed it in. I didn't even need a hammer that time. Then we're in. Spins nice. Then we got to put it back in. And now you got to make sure that you get it in the right side. I think the side that's larger, and you can tell by if you looked closely, this side up is the top side. That goes in. It's a match. Now I'm going to screw that in. Remember, the larger screw goes on the top. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably out of frame, but I'm screwing that in. Okay. And I'm going to take the smaller screw and I'm going to screw that in underneath. And all right, let's take a look. There it is. The wheel's in, spins pretty good. Not perfect. And I might even use a little bit of this silicone spray here to spray in the axle, maybe. Get it smooth even further. But now if I open this, put this on the ground, so I wheel it. Yep. No bumpity bumps. So that's how I fixed this TravelPro, what was it called again? FlightPro suitcase. Probably saved me a couple $100 from buying a nice new suitcase. And I hope that's helpful.